Good evening. Who's on with me? Hey, Lamont, how are you? Doing well, thank you. Hey, Amanda, welcome in. So I am rolling the dice tonight. I'm going to try something here. I'm live on YouTube on my laptop, and I'm live on TikTok on my phone over here. So if it looks like I'm watching a tennis match, that's why I'm going back and forth. So thought we'd give it a try and see how it goes tonight. For those that are joining on TikTok, welcome in. My name is Mike. I'm a travel agent that specializes in Disney. I do a weekly podcast, typically on YouTube on the Park Life podcast channel on YouTube. Love to have you give me a follow over there. We do a live, hey Dina, we do a live every Tuesday night at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. Folks can send in their questions on Disney items and we review those. And then I go over some news and rumors. And then we try to wrap up with something fun at the end. So that's what we got going on. Blake, welcome in. Dina, I think I said hi to you. And Amanda, I said hi to you. So if you're with me on TikTok, welcome in. Feel free to say hi so I can see who's on. And we will get started here in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to give folks a chance to join on either site. Blake, I saw that the question that you sent. I think you've already made a decision on that, but we can talk about that this evening. Hey, Jessica, how are you? Welcome in. We're going to give it a couple minutes, then we're going to get started. Again, for those that have just joined on either side, I am live on the YouTube channel, Park Life Podcast YouTube channel, and I'm live on my Mike_Disney Travel TikTok channel. So kind of doing a split tonight, see how it works. If it goes well, we'll maybe make this a regular thing. And if it doesn't work well, then it'll be a one and done for me. But I thought we'd just try to reach some new friends on either channel. So those that are on TikTok with me, thanks for joining in. I appreciate you being here with me. I'm going to try to share this out with some people. All right, got that out. All right, I think we're good. Let's see here. I know Helen sent in questions tonight. Cece sent in questions tonight, and then Blake, I know you'd asked your question as well. So we'll hit on those. I'll give it about 30 more seconds, see if Helen or Cece will join, and then we'll get started. So again, for those of you, hey, how are you? Welcome in. I was just going to say, those of you that are on TikTok with me, welcome in. I'm doing a split stream tonight. I'm looking at you guys on TikTok, and I've got my YouTube channel going over on my laptop, the Park Life Podcast channel. So I'm doing a split stream tonight. We'll see how it goes, and if it works well, we'll continue to do this in the future. Otherwise, I'll stick back with one or the other. Just noticing, I'm gonna fix my laptop screen here real quick. Sorry guys for moving around. I found this camera lens filter that helps reduce some of the glare on the glasses off the laptop screen. So give that a try. So let's see here. Still don't think we've got Helen or Cece on. If either one of you guys are on, say hi in the chat and we'll go from there. Yeah, Tanner, I'm not sure why Disney has not opened up November, December 2026 yet. If I look back to last year, frankly, they're behind schedule. My Facebook memories popped up, I think it was last week or maybe the week before, that they announced the dates for Jollywood and for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And once you announce those dates, obviously you got to have the ability to book stays. So they are behind schedule. Now I know that, so this is what, July 1st? I got to flip my calendar. Last week, the middle of the week, was a big rush for ticket sales for Oogie Boogie Bash and Disneyland. And just being honest with you guys, whenever Disney releases something like that, inevitably their website goes down. And so I think they try to spread out the big rushes of things. So my gut tells me that maybe next week we'll see maybe the party dates announced, followed by opening up November, December for bookings, and then the ticket sales for those events. I know a lot of folks are eager to get that done. And then I think once they get that done, Tanner, then they'll probably open next year's bookings. So there's quite a bit to get through. Hey, Ronnie, welcome in. What's the cheapest way to go to Disney? So that's a question asked. Hey, Helen, welcome in. Again, for those that are joining on either side, I'm on my YouTube Park Life podcast channel that I'm staring at you guys right now. And I'm on my YouTube or my TikTok, Mike_Disney Travel over here. So I'm trying to split stream tonight. So if it looks like I'm watching a tennis match, that's why I'm on both. So the cheapest way to go to Disney. So frankly, the cheapest way is if you could drive there, depending on where you live. Driving is certainly going to be cheaper than airline tickets, depending upon the size of your party. We were just at Disney a little over a month ago, and there were 7 adults and a toddler, and we flew, and airline tickets were around $350, I think, per person. So you take that times 7, and you're already, what is that, $3,500 or so, in investment before you even step foot on Disney. So if you can drive there, that's certainly the cheapest. Then there are certain times of year when it's less expensive to be at Disney. Christmas time is very expensive. Spring break is very expensive. Thanksgiving is very expensive. The least expensive times historically, August and the first half of September. So the downside, and you just commented about it, it was hot, wasn't it? Yeah. Mama D, it was in the low 90s when we were there. We were there the 29th of May through the 3rd of June. So it was hot, but part of the reason why it seemed so hot was the fact that it was incredibly, I'm almost going to say cold here. I live in Nebraska. It's about 90 degrees out today. It's going to be in the low 90s the rest of the week. The week before we went to Disney, we had incredibly cold weather. It was like in the 50s and 60s here. So really hard to get ready for Disney heat when it's in the 50s and 60s. But yeah, so back to the cheapest time. August is the least expensive historically, and then the first half of September is then the next least expensive time to go. You do face the heat, and you get into September, and it's kind of the peak of hurricane season. So you got to factor that in as well. Okay, Helen, you are here. I'm going to start with your questions. And again, for our friends on TikTok, I host a weekly podcast live on our YouTube channel, Park Live Podcast. I'd love for you to give me a follow on YouTube there. I also have that same channel, Park Live Podcast, on Spotify. I do a recorded podcast that drops every Monday at about 5 a.m. Eastern. And then we do these live chats on Tuesday nights at 7:30 Eastern. And so on the lives, folks will send in questions typically ahead of time that if I need to research, I'll research and we'll provide those answers. Folks are certainly welcome to ask questions during the lives here, and we answer those. I tend to share news and rumors or notes that have recently come out at Disney, and then we try to wrap up with something fun. Tonight I've got trivia. Mama D, do I know who you are? I'm guessing you probably should know, but I'm going to just be honest and say don't know. I'm horrible at remembering usernames on social media to the actual person. So I apologize for that. Christina, welcome in. How are you? Oh, yes. Yes, I know. I know. I know. Awesome. I hope you had a great time. I really hope you had a great time. I know exactly who you are now. Thank you. Okay, so I want to get into the questions. So we have time. I like to try to get this done in an hour, hour and a half at most. Yeah, hot, absolutely. Yeah, you guys were there, I think, 2 weeks before me. And I think when you were there, it was even hotter than when I was there. I think you guys were like mid to upper 90s, if I remember right. I remember watching that while you were there and planning ahead for my trip and thinking, good gravy, it's going to be blazing hot. But it was low 90s for us, which is still pretty doggone warm. The key, though, and we talk about this a lot, is to hydrate. And don't wait until you get there to start hydrating. You want to hydrate ahead of time so that your body is ready to hit that heat. I mean, you fly down there and they open up the door to get off the airplane in Orlando, and boom, you feel that humidity hit you pretty quick. So, okay. And again, for those that are on TikTok with me, I'm going to read the question. I'll provide my feedback, but I always welcome anybody who has experience with the question, whether it's if there's questions about, hey, RJ, questions about dining or things like that. If you've experienced a restaurant and you have feedback, by all means, share it, and I'll share that across the two channels here. So Helen asked, favorite place on property, not in the parks, for a good kids meal or a with appetizers or small portions. And she said, not chicken nuggets. So Helen, I wrote down a few places that have good options either for kids meals or appetizers or small shareable plates or entrees. At Disney Springs, they're pretty much all at Disney Springs actually. Boathouse is a really good option. They've got some good kids meals. They've got appetizers there. Splitsville, the bowling alley. It sounds weird, but the food at Splitsville is incredible. They have a number of really good appetizers, some unique options there. I would highly consider it. You do not have to bowl to be there. You can sit and eat and watch people bowl if you want to. Food is always good there. That's a favorite of mine, actually. Chicken Guy, also at Disney Springs, would be another good option. I know you said not chicken nuggets, but I think Chicken Guy has a little bit more than just chicken nuggets. Blaze Pizza would be another option. The Polite Pig. I will be honest, I've never eaten there, but man, that place you walk by and whew, you can smell it, and it smells amazing. I think the mistake I make is by the time I'm walking by Polite Pig, I've already eaten, and I have no room left inside of me to eat at that point in time. And then the last one on my list, Helen, is the Wine Bar George. It's also Disney Springs. They have a lot of small plates and shareable entrees, which would be maybe an option for you. I would highly encourage anybody, and this goes for both groups here, if you're interested in looking at some of these places, go search them online, look at their menus. I mean, all of us have a wide range of appetites and what we like and what we don't like, what our stomachs like and stomachs don't like. Some of us have food allergies, things like that. So I would highly encourage that you research that sort of stuff. Le Mans, yes, Splitsville is fabulous for food. We actually bowled there one time as well. Yeah, Helen, I'd look into Splitsville. You can actually make reservations as well. They don't sell out like other restaurants do, like Ohana and places like that, but you can look at doing reservations. So that would be a fun place to meet mutual friends. Absolutely, very cool social spot, very enjoyable. Okay, Helen, your next question was favorite way to safely pack Mickey ears and she's not flying. So I assume you're driving, Helen, and not walking or hitchhiking or anything crazy like that. So safe way to pack Mickey ears. I wrote down some ideas, Helen, that came to the top of my head, but I'm not a Mickey ear wearing kind of person. So my answer is really not going to be from personal experience. The first one and most obvious is just go ahead and wear them. Wear them in the car on the ride down. You don't have to worry about packing them or them being damaged in any sort of way. You can just wear them, and it'll be a lot of fun when cars pull up next to you on the highway. Hey, Jerry, welcome in. Good to see you. People will see you wearing your ears when you pull up on the side of the road, and you can wave at them, and it'll be a lot of fun. You have more than one pair. Well, then you can just keep swapping them every third mile or something. Um, you can pack them in a small suitcase, maybe wrap them with soft items like clothing. Depending on how many ears you have, you might have a bag that's pretty much all you put in are the ears, and just ensure that you don't pile stuff on top of that. But again, you could use like soft clothing, things like that, that possibly wrap the ears up. If you've got bubble wrap, you can always bubble wrap them. Or crazy enough, I can guarantee you, if you go look online, you can probably find dedicated travel cases that are made for ears. And if not the ears, I know there are dedicated travel cases for hats. You could always look at doing something like that as well. So I think those are a few different options. Personally, I like the wear the ears idea when you're driving and let people see you wearing them. Yes, the cases can be pretty expensive. Get some bubble wrap. That's not too expensive, and put them in a duffel bag or something like that, and just keep them separated from the rest of your stuff. Probably be a safe way to go. Yep, Blake, put them in between clothing. Always been fine. That's a good option as well. Yes, absolutely. I would agree with that. So if you're with me still on TikTok and you just joined, like Jerry, you might have just joined. I've got a dual live going on right now. I'm on my personal TikTok channel, Mike_Disney Travel. I'm on the Park Life Podcast YouTube channel as well. This is my first time doing split. We'll see how it goes. If it works well, we'll probably make this a regular thing. And if it doesn't go well, then you can say you remember when Mike tried this crazy thing. The YouTube channel is Park Life Podcast. I do these lives every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And I also drop a recorded podcast on Monday mornings on the Park Life Podcast YouTube channel and the Park Life Podcast Spotify channel, Mondays at about 5 a.m. Eastern time. So would love for you to give me a listen over on one of those two locations. Let's see here. Helen, you had another question. You had one more. Helen had asked about when the live jazz at Scat Cats, which is at Port Orleans French Quarter, when does that take place? So they have Scat Cats is the bar at French Quarters. They do live jazz at 7:30 p.m. Thursday nights through Sunday night. So Thursday, Friday, so 4 nights each week. So if you're going to be there during a weekend and have free time in the evenings, you can always head over to French Quarters and listen to the live jazz there. Hey, Cora, welcome in. Good to see you. So that's obviously an option. So hopefully that helps. Helen, I'm not sure when you're going to be there and what your availability is, but Thursday through Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern is when live jazz takes place at Scat Cats. Okay, moving on then, unless Helen, you had any follow-up questions to that. Oh, you have worn ears while driving before. That's good. That's good. All good. Okay. All right. So I don't know if Cece joined yet. Cece, if you're here, you can chime in and say hi. But I'm going to go ahead and dive into her questions. She asked, if you're driving to and from Disney, can they still deflate the balloons to travel home? So if you're not familiar, if you get one of the big Disney Mickey shaped head balloons, which we got for our grandson when we were there a month ago, at the airport at MCO, Orlando International Airport, you can go to the Disney store there and they will deflate the balloon so that you can then put it in your bag, take it through security, and take it on the airplane. They won't let you carry on the inflated balloon. So that's, I think, where Cece's question was, but she's driving instead of flying, wanting to know if they do the same thing. So the Disney store at the airport will do it. Some Walt Disney World Resort guests, front desk, the guest services will do this on your behalf for you. It's not a guaranteed service, though. So you want to ask at the resort. And if they say they don't do it, you might need to check around with some of the other resorts to see if they do it. You can also possibly ask the balloon vendors in the parks that sell the balloons if they would be willing to deflate the balloon for you. Third option that I can give you, and this is what we did on our last park day when we the morning we were going to Animal Kingdom, and you cannot take inflated balloons into Animal Kingdom. They do have balloon daycare there for you if you need to drop off your balloon. But when we were getting ready to get in line to go to Animal Kingdom, we found a family in line. I think it was for Magic Kingdom with a little one, and we went over and asked if they would like to have our balloon. So we just gifted the Mickey balloon to them, and it made their little boy's day. And our grandson was none the wiser because he was already in line to get on the bus to go to Animal Kingdom. So, yes, that's right, Helen. Yeah, the balloon daycare at Animal Kingdom was pretty cool. And Dina, it's cool. I never knew they do. Yeah, they do that sort of thing. So, again, hey, how are you? Good. Welcome. So, I'm sorry, guys. I'm broken record here, but I'm live on my YouTube channel. I'm live on the Park Life Podcast YouTube channel, TikTok channel, and YouTube channel. I'm getting confused with myself. So if I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at the other screen. Hey, Cheryl. And so I'm trying to go back and forth. I do a live podcast every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's always been on my YouTube channel, on the Park Life Podcast YouTube channel. Tonight is my first time trying to do dual stream, see how it goes. My hope was to bring in some folks that maybe didn't know about YouTube and where I was at there. Some of you that I know I'm friends with on TikTok, I'm happy to see you here. So I love that you joined. But on the lives here, I always have questions that people send in. I have a Discord channel. Ronnie, I know you're on. I think you're still on. If you're on both, if you could drop the Discord link, possibly on both the TikTok and the YouTube, I'd love that. You can join our Discord. I provide information in there. I provide links to the recorded podcasts when they go out. I have a page for this particular live where folks can send in their questions ahead of time so that we can kind of build the agenda around what those questions look like. So I'd love to have you join Discord, and I'd certainly love for you to join us over on the YouTube channel and on Spotify. All right, so Cece, I don't see that she's commented, so we're going to go ahead and hit her questions. We did the deflation of the balloon. Her next question was best non-coffee drinks inside the parks. So I'm not a coffee drinker of much anyway, so I'm glad she didn't ask for, hey, Katie, welcome in. Good to see you. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, so I wouldn't have been able to help with that. So here are some different drinks, non-coffee drinks inside the parks. There you go, Cheryl. Cut to the chase. Diet Coke. Boom. Very simple. I have a list of some interesting, I think they're interesting drinks because I'm a Diet Coke person and I'm happy as can be. At the Brown Derby Lounge, which is inside Hollywood Studios, they have a grapefruit cake martini. I was in at the word cake. Now, I don't know if it's any good or not, but it sounded pretty interesting. Still inside Hollywood Studios at Woody's in the Toy Story Land area, there is a grown-up lemonade. Obviously, that has a little juice to it, so to speak. In the Tune-In Lounge, so this is also in Hollywood Studios, and I've never thought about this lounge until we go eat at the restaurant. The 50s Primetime Cafe, which I'm a huge fan of the Cheryl, I have that one on my list. I'm a huge fan of the 50s Prime Cafe as far as the restaurant goes, sit-down meal restaurant in Hollywood Studios. The food is amazing. It's reasonably priced. The atmosphere is wonderful. It's treated like it's 1950s. They've got televisions in black and white, no elbows on the table, no phones out. It's pretty fun. Cool atmosphere, but really good food. There's a lounge attached to that, which is called the Tune-In Lounge. They have, and I don't know how I feel about this one, but I'll say it anyway. They have a PB&J cocktail. That sounds, I'll say interesting. I like good peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I don't know if I'd like it in a cocktail or not. Most of these are at Hollywood Studios. Now that I see this, at the ABC Commissary, and this is a quick serve restaurant inside Hollywood Studios. I'm a fan of ABC Commissary for three reasons. One, plenty of seating. Two, it's air conditioned, which is amazing this time of year. And three, they have a buffalo chicken grilled cheese sandwich, which I absolutely love and get it every time we go. So ABC Commissary, they have a watermelon margarita. That does sound amazing to me. I love watermelon, and I don't think I've ever had a watermelon margarita before. I'll have to give that a try sometime. So that's ABC Commissary. Last in the Hollywood Studios and Oga's, you can always try the blue or green milk if you've not tried that. I'm not a big milk drinker, period. I like chocolate milk. I'm not a big white milk drinker. I don't see myself trying green or blue milk, no matter what time of year it is, matter how hot or comfortable it is outside. I don't see myself doing that. Cheryl over here on TikTok already mentioned it. At Animal Kingdom in the Avatar area, there's a thing called a night blossom, which I've heard amazing things about. I've never had it, but I've heard amazing things about it. So that's one to try. And then if you happen to go to Typhoon Lagoon, I think that's what my note says. Yeah, Typhoon Lagoon. They have a pineapple coconut slushy, which sounds really good. Helen said there was a really good slushy she got at the Quick Serve in Tomorrowland. Forgot the drink and restaurant name. So was it the Quick Serve in Tomorrowland? Was that Cosmic Rays, Helen? That's the Quick Serve we go to quite often in Tomorrowland. That's got Sunny. What's his name? Sunny Ray. Is it Sunny Ray? The animatronic singer. Your brain is tired. I think my brain is tired. Okay. All right. Cece's last question, and this will be the last question that I have to go through unless anybody asks questions. But I love this one. Is Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party good for adults who've never been? So if you've been to Sunny Eclipse, thank you. I don't know why I was thinking Sunny Ray. Good Lord. Helen said, I forgot the mint Julio at Casey's Corner. I've never had that. Mint julep. Thank you. At Casey's Corner, never had that. Okay. If you've been to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party before, by all means, jump in and let me know what you think of it. I've been several times. First off, for me, anything Disney is going to be amazing. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is a special ticketed event. You have to buy a ticket for it. It's separate from day admission. So if you have a ticket to go to the park, regular park admission ticket, you can be there during the day, but you have to get out at 6 p.m. unless you've bought a special Christmas party ticket for that particular night. So make that very clear. If you have a party ticket, you can enter the park as early as 4 p.m. Local time, and the party goes till midnight. So from 4 to 6, you're there with regular day guests. So it can be kind of busy. From 6 to 7, it's still regular park, if you will. The party doesn't start until 7 p.m., but people are starting to flood out of the park. So ride lines get a little bit shorter. They sell a limited number of tickets for the event. Park capacity at Magic Kingdom is 100,000 people. They sell about 30% of that. So ballpark around 30,000 tickets are sold. The average daytime attendance at Magic Kingdom, if you look at all 365 days, is about 54,000. So a regular average park day is almost double the number of people that are going to be inside the park for the Christmas party. Cheryl said, we absolutely love the parties. I feel like they're 100% worth it. Cheryl, I'm massively on board with you on that. So if you're a Christmas fan in particular, you absolutely need to go to the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at least once. You've got to try it. Christmas fans in particular, I already mentioned lower crowds, which means lower waits for rides and attractions. They have a special parade that they don't do during the daytime at the Magic Kingdom until after Christmas or after the Christmas parties end. But special parade that happens at nighttime. It's spectacular. The toy soldiers. I love the toy soldiers. I'll just say that. I don't want to say any more and ruin it. But it's a unique parade. They have special fireworks, which are different than Happily Ever After. They have hot cocoa or apple cider and cookies throughout. And Cheryl, you're nailing that with me. Cheryl just said the Christmas parade, the cookies, the special snacks. So good. Yes. Hey, Jeremy, welcome in, man. Good to see you, dude. How are you? Jeremy, I am live on my TikTok channel. I'm also live on the Park Life Podcast YouTube channel. So it looks like I'm watching a tennis match. That's what's happening. I'm going back and forth. First time I've ever tried it. So we're going to see how this goes. Let's see here. They also have, I'll just use the generic term. It snows on Main Street. It's called Snope, S-N-O-P-E, which is kind of mashing the word snow and soap together. But that's especially unique. They have special characters at the Christmas party that you don't typically see during the day at Magic Kingdom. For instance, Jack Skellington is there. And then all of the regular characters are there as well, but they're in their special Christmas garb. So it's very cool. Yeah, Jeremy, it's been a while, dude. My family was just down there a month ago. My extended family. We had 4 generations of our family there. It was the most amazing trip. My parents were there.